It's a tradition like none other. The 88th Masters will go down this week with the first tournament round teeing off on April 11th. So let's preview this year's Masters with golf guru and host of Ask the Experts with Curran Bhatia. He's here in studio himself. Curran Bhatia. Curran, how you doing, man?
Good, Dexter. Always a pleasure to talk sports with you. We have the Masters on tap. It's a magical tournament. I'm glad to be here and excited to talk to you.
No, I'm glad to be here. As we said at the top, it's a tradition like none other. Get to talk some golf. And here's the thing that's going to excite people starting with this tournament, the 88th Masters. Tiger Woods looks like he's going to play, is likely set to play in the Masters again. And given his remarkable history, as we know, at Augusta National, how do you think that his presence will impact the tournament this year? Because people always like to see Tiger down at Augusta.
No matter what happens, there's always going to be eyeballs on Tiger Woods at the Masters in Augusta. And the reason for that is you just have to look at his track record there. Tiger Woods has played the Masters 25 times. He's won 5 times, 5 green jackets. That's an incredible record for a course that is so storied as Augusta National is. Also, Tiger Woods won in 2019 after coming back from the car accident. But here's the thing. This year, Tiger Woods, 48 years old, he's only played 1 tournament this year. He's coming off of injury. It's been an abbreviated season last year, abbreviated season this year. So we don't know exactly what Tiger Woods has left. But here's the thing. You can never count him out at Augusta National. This is a course that obviously suits his game. He's won there 5 times. If somehow, miraculously, Tiger was able to pull it off, it would be one of the greatest stories in sports because he would tie Jack Nicklaus for 6 wins at the Masters, and that would put him only 2 behind the all-time lead for majors. He would be at 16. It would be an incredible story. It's a very tough hill to climb for all the reasons that we mentioned, the injuries that Tiger's coming off. But his presence is always felt. To answer your question, Tiger Woods' presence is always felt at the Masters because of what he's accomplished in the game of golf.
No doubt about that. And when Tiger's at the Masters, I think it's always better for the game of golf. And I'm rooting for him to try to get that 6th green jacket. We'll see if he can do that. Now, beyond Tiger, we've got to talk about that because, Curran, when you look beyond him, who are some of the players coming into the Masters in top form? And who do you think stands a good chance of succeeding here at Augusta National?
There's a whole field of top players at Augusta National, at the Masters, that are going to have a huge opportunity to win. This is the most prestigious tournament in all of golf, right? So who has a chance here? Well, of course, you got to start at the top. The #1 ranked player in the world, Scottie Scheffler. He's been absolutely red hot this year. Already won 2 tournaments back-to-back, the Arnold Palmer and the prestigious Players Championship. Scheffler actually won the Masters in 2022. So he's ranked #1. He's red hot. And so you would say all indications would say that Scottie Scheffler is going to have a big performance at Augusta National at the Masters. Okay, so that's one, pretty obvious pick. Another obvious pick is former #1 player, Jon Rahm. We know Jon Rahm won the Masters last year. Since then, he's moved on to the LIV Tour. So that makes an interesting dynamic, right? Because maybe he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He moved to LIV. Maybe he wants to prove what he can do. The other thing, Dexter, when you win the Masters, you actually get to pick the menu for the dinner that happens at Augusta National. So Jon Rahm is going to have his favorite food, right? He's going to enjoy that as he plays. That could be a small advantage, but that's two players that are on a lot of people's radars in terms of having success at Augusta National. But I'm going to give you a dark horse pick.
Oh, here we go. Dark horse.
Okay.
Right.
That's Scottie Scheffler, Jon Rahm, that's probably people that a lot of people are picking. I'm going to give you a dark horse. Jason Day. Now, Jason Day is a former #1 player in the world. Jason Day won a major championship in the past. He's actually tied for 2nd at the Masters in the past. But he's had back issues, and he's missed significant time. But since then, he's changed his workout regimen, he's changed caddies, and now he's back. In 2023, Jason Day actually had his first win in the last 5 years. In 2024, he's already had 3 top 10s. So he's on the comeback trail. He's making some changes, and I think Jason Day is going to have a good tournament here at Augusta National.
All right, got Jason Day there as a dark horse. You talked about the favorites in Scheffler and Rahm's there too. So, all right, so those are some people that golfer fans should be looking at this weekend. Now, the recent merger between LIV Golf and PGA, that's been a major talking point, as you know, being a golf aficionado that you are. How do you think this development, along with the addition of popular players like Anthony Kim, Jon Rahm, who you mentioned, how do you think that affects the dynamic of the Masters? Because there's been so much talk about this merger, and there's still details to be hammered out. But how do you think that will affect with those players being here at the Masters?
The thing about LIV Golf is that now half of the field, or almost half of the field, top players are in a different tour. So we're not getting to see the best take on the best consistently. But at major championships, we get that treat. So that's going to be happening at the Masters. It's a major championship, the biggest tournament in all of golf. We mentioned Anthony Kim that you see there. He's an exciting fan favorite player. He didn't necessarily have his best performance on his comeback. We hadn't seen him in some while, and it kind of looked like it. Jon Rahm was one of the top players in the world. He won the Masters last year. He's on the LIV Tour. So we're going to get to see all of these players coming together. And it's always a very interesting dynamic when you're seeing the best players in the world. And now it's almost like two different leagues, right? It's like you want to represent your own league, and people are going to be doing that at the Masters. So it makes for a very interesting dynamic. The bigger part of it, too, the undertones of it all, is that they're working on a merger as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out at Augusta National.
I am intrigued, Curran, to see how players who are on the LIV Tour, maybe they're motivated to, say, prove, hey, we belong here.
Exactly.
I wonder how much Rahm is motivated by that as well, too, being here at the Masters. Now, speaking of that, you talked about the merger. There have been reports about a meeting between Tiger Woods and Yasir Al-Rumayyan, the governor of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, to discuss the LIV PGA merger. Can you shed some light on how this might influence the golfing world, not just the Masters, but the golfing world? And then also, how does this influence the Masters in particular?
As golf fans, we, of course, want to see the best players on Sunday or Saturday. It doesn't matter. It depends on the rule set, right? LIV or PGA. We want to see the best players taking on the best players. And so the hope is that PGA and LIV can work out the details of their merger. We know that PGA Commissioner Jay Monahan sat down with PIF's Yasir Al-Rumayyan to say that we're going to merge, and that's what we want to see. They're still working on it, but there was a huge development, Dexter, recently, is that Tiger Woods actually hosted Yasir Al-Rumayyan at his in Bahamas at his home. So that's a good sign, right? That means that the sides are talking. That's what we want to see. And that is going to be a huge storyline here at the Masters, because it's, are they going to merge? Are they not? Is it going to work out? That's all to be determined. And we are going to see the full field of the best players. At the end of the day, it's what we want as golf fans. The sides are talking. The reason we want that is because we're going to get the highest level of competition in tournaments. And at the same time, if both sides are talking, that will grow the game of golf, especially if the merger does go through. The one thing you say about LIV Golf, yes, a lot of players have gone over there. It's always good when a new competitor comes in and shakes it up a little bit, because they offer different types of things. Like LIV Golf, for example, it's 54 holes. It's 3 days. It's a shotgun start. They say it's golf but louder. So in a way, they're trying new things. You can wear shorts. There's music. It's fan-friendly. So the PGA and LIV, when they merge, they could look at some of the things that work for LIV, some of the things that traditionally have worked for PGA, bring it all together. Let's get the best rule sets together, and let's get the best players playing the best players. That's what we want to see.
That's the point I think golf fans want to see. They want to see the best players on the best courses playing the best golf. And I think some change is good. I think some new rules, different looks, I think that's good. But some traditionalists might disagree with us there. All right, before we go, here's the thing I want to talk about. One of the things I love to do, when you can merge food and sports, I love it. Let's talk about food at the Masters, because the tournament is known for its traditional and, I would say, relatively inexpensive food menu. Curran, in your opinion, what's the most economical order for fans who are looking to get the most bang for their buck at the tournament? So give us the Curran Bhatia special order at the Masters. What do you think the people should get?
The Masters, Augusta National, right? It's a tournament like no other. It's a magical, mythical place, as is the menu, right? These prices are very low for sporting events standards, and there's also a lot of great things that you can get. So, of course, everyone knows about the pimento cheese sandwich. We got pimento, we got different types of cheese. It's an excellent sandwich. There's some spices in there. It's only $1.50. Now, you might say, oh, this sounds like a simple sandwich. Well, actually, I did some research. I dug into this. The chef had to try 33 different types of cheeses to perfect the recipe, right? That's the work that went into the pimento cheese sandwich. So that's a staple on the menu.
Gotta get the pimento cheese sandwich.
Gotta get it. And for $1.50, that's a tremendous value.
I bet.
There's also other great values. There's the egg salad sandwich is only $1.50. There's a barbecue sandwich for $3. So those are all great. So let's start with pimento cheese. Now I'm going to move to dessert. And something I think, Dexter, I think you're going to enjoy this. The Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. Tell me that doesn't sound amazing just based on the sounds of it.
Look, peach is one of my favorite fruit. I love a peach cobbler, and it's in an ice cream sandwich. Got me with that.
So it's been described as world class. Okay, that's how it's been described. Sugar cookies with peach ice cream, and most important, I think, Dexter, just the vibes of it all, right? Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. That sounds amazing.
Sounds like it goes together.
Yes, it sounds like it goes together. So, okay, those are things that you can find on the menu. I'm going to give you one more that you actually can't find on the menu, right? This is an off-menu item. This is a drink. It's called the Stand 12. And this is a concoction that, like we said, the Masters, a tournament like no other. This is a drink like no other. It's called the Stand 12. It's a mix of pink lemonade, blue Powerade, and a splash of Sprite. And you can only get this at the 12th stand grandstand. So by the 12th hole, there's a concession stand. That's the only place where you can get the Stand 12, this magical mix. Now, one thing, we talked about the magical, mythical place that Augusta National is. The portions of how much of each item is unknown. That's only known by the folks that are working at Augusta National. So, like we said, you want to get one of these, sip it while you watch some golf at Amen's Corner. The Masters, Augusta National, a tournament like no other. The Stand 12 is a drink like no other.
I like that. And you gave people everything. They got a sandwich.
Yes.
They got a little dessert and a refreshment. Can't go wrong.
So Dexter, you heard some of that menu. What sticks out to you? What would be the
first thing that I have to try?
Yeah.
I got to go try that peach ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
Have to do it. Have to try it. I'm not even a big sweets guy, but I got to go try that for sure.
No, the vibes
are good with that. And then I got to go to the 12th hole, get the drink. Got to do that. Got to get to Amen's Corner, get the drink. All right, so the Masters coming up this week. We did a nice preview for you here. We even previewed some food for you. You can't beat that at all whatsoever. That is my guy, Curran Bhatia, host of Ask the Experts with Curran Bhatia, also one of the best in terms of breaking down the sport of golf. Curran, thank you. Enjoy the Masters, and we'll talk soon.
Dexter, thank you so much. And if you can get a ticket for the Masters, enjoy the food. That's the hard part. The prices are low for the food, but you got to get in first.
Somebody told me you were going to get me the ticket to get me down there. I thought we were going to make it.
I'm working on it. We're going to go together. We're going to make it happen.
We got to make it happen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.